All right, what's up, everybody? This is your Eating History on History, your after show, live from a quarantine kitchen with me. I'm Josh McCouga. You guys would probably know that if you're here on the channel and you're watching the show. Today was episode 8 of Eating History. We have 2 more weeks of brand new episodes, though they're airing back to back, so you're getting a show that you've already seen. I believe the episode that's airing right now on the West Coast is the Billy Beer episode. We have a full house tonight. He is my co-host. He's back in his dark dungeon smoking old cigarettes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Oldsmokey.
Hey, good to see you, man. Good to see everybody. My
camera's out.
Hang on. I don't know why. What the heck? All right.
So we got black screen and Oldsmokey.
Well, all right. I'll be right back. I'll shut it down and come right back.
All right. We'll take Oldsmokey off. And there's Mark Ellis. Hey, Mark Ellis is looking strong. I'm guessing Mark Ellis is ready for the Redskins draft tomorrow night, as is Molly's already reacting to it. So
I'm betting the Browns are the team that forgets about the draft and so just has to auto draft like that one guy in your fantasy league that just never pays attention.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, makes sense. I'm very excited about the draft, but I'm also very excited to talk to you about the products you tried tonight, because as you can see by my name, I'm actually very familiar with the history of Chef Boyardee. And so I was rooting for y'all to try the meat, but as soon as you started going back up the stairs, I was like, nah, it's not going to happen. No. And Oldsmokey's back. He can talk more about the Chef Boyardee tonight. There he is. Camera's working.
Up, guys?
There he is.
The camera working.
And the legend himself, Ken Knapsack, is back. There he is. What's up, buddy? Is that a porg? What is that?
The puffer pig.
And then we lost Smokey again.
Was that a birthday present, Ken?
It was a gift from someone down a few years ago. It looks like Oldsmokey's camera tried that Boyardee meat there. Boyardee.
Boyardee.
Yeah.
Boyardee.
Did you guys know that he missed, like we don't spell his name correctly? There he is.
I did know that. Yeah. I'm not the aficionado that Ellis is apparently about Boyardee. But hey.
I had to study Chef Boyardee because when we were doing bar trivia, which is coming back Saturday night, I had a question about Chef Boyardee. And so I went on this rabbit hole just researching all the Chef Boyardee stuff. So he served the troops. He got like a medal for it. There's like all this crazy history behind the beefaroni guy. Yeah, and little did we know that the actual cook Chef Boyardee isn't just some guy they made up. That sort of like Duncan Hines is a real person. Chef Boyardee is a real person. Betty Crocker is made up. She's a crock of shit. She's not a real person. Yes.
Oh, yep. I
crock of crap.
Yeah. I love that Boyardee sold out. Like he sold out, got $6 million, that worth $84 million today. That he just was like, peace, I'm out. I made enough.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be honest that because here's the point that we didn't really get to in the show, and Smokey could add more to it. We talked a lot about was we take for granted that Italian food is on every corner, right?
Right.
But back then in the 20s, we didn't have Italian food, right? There weren't many Italian restaurants, especially there was in New York City and major metropolitan areas, but as far as around the country, there was no Italian food.
Yeah, he definitely helped popularize the Italian everyday meal. We all eat Italian probably at least once a week. I'm going to say safely a lot of us eat it once a week. You know what I mean? It's pretty safe to say pizza. Yeah, but you're going to have some sort of pasta dish or something that has Italian origins,
Yeah. Exactly.
Sounds like Oldsmokey's accusing me of going to Maggiano's. I got some chicken parmesan.
I tell you guys one time, I've never actually dined at Maggiano's Little Italy. It looks like a good time, but my brother and I were going to go eat something. So we went to the Grove, and it was, how there's the Little Italy right next to Wood Ranch? Yeah. And my brother and I walk into Little Italy, and it just looked like too much work. It was Wait, what the fuck do you do? Do I have to sit down at a table with other people I've never met before? What the hell is this? So we got the hell out of there and went to Wood Ranch and had a great time.
I'll tell you what, that can be a super fun part of just experiencing a place. McSorley's, when you go in there, I love that place, by the way. That's I would say that's probably the coolest place that we could have possibly went in New York City. So much history behind that place. But you just go in there and they set you down by whoever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. If there's an open spot, that's where you're going to sit.
And you'd love it too, Mark, because all they serve is beer. They only serve a light ale and a dark ale. That's it.
2 kinds of beer. That's it. Yep. And you get 2 every time. If you order 1 beer, you get 2 glasses of beer.
You get 2.
Ooh, well, that's kind of my my modus operandi anyway. I was watching that scene and I was thinking like, okay, it does look like the clientele was just kind of seated around. Like those were just people like that happened to be at the bar at that time. Was everybody cool? Were you guys like mixing it up with the other clientele, with the other customers?
Oh yeah, we shut that place down that night.
Yeah. we were there from like 3 hours before they opened, 4 hours before they opened, until we closed them down. That's no joke.
Good night.
What part of New York is it?
Yeah. It's East Village, dude. It's right by the New York Comedy Club in the East Village. It's on East 7th. It's right by.
Yeah. We gotta go. We gotta go,
dude. Yeah.
Ellis, were you jealous that Smokey got to go to the bar with Makuga? I had a little friendship jealousy.
Well, I'll tell you, Makuga missed the first trip to McSorley's. It was the weirdest thing that we actually ended up filming there, because we were all supposed to meet up there, and me, Matt, and Emily, we all showed up, which I was a little bit late. I was worried. I was like, oh man, I'm late. I get there and Josh isn't there. I'm like, what the hell? I keep texting him. Matt texted him, nothing. Finds out he's sleeping in his hotel room and missed it. But we ended up getting to film there like a couple months after that, which was absolutely insane. I honestly didn't think that was even a possibility. But after finding out the backstory about, the 50-year owner passing away and his daughter and son-in-law taking it over, and how there was a bunch of stuff upstairs in storage, which you guys only saw, I'm going to guess, like if you even saw any of it, really. There was so much cool history up there. It's unreal. Yeah.
The one thing they didn't show on the show is there's a chair that Abraham Lincoln stood on to make a speech when he was in New York at the bar. Like he stood up on a chair at McSorley's and he made a speech. Lincoln did. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then Houdini had handcuffs that he put on the bar that are still there where he left them.
Yeah.
And
original wanted poster. There was a bust of JFK. There was JFK's dad's boots hanging in the back that he actually hung up himself. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I couldn't name the amount of stuff that was in there. It was unbelievable.
And it's all stuff that has either been left there or brought to there. It's not like anybody collected them. Do you know what I mean? It was from regulars. It was, the family brought in whatever. One of the other cool things they had there was in World War II or World War I, when soldiers left, they put these wishbones in the bar. And when they came back, they ripped the wishbone for good luck. There's still a bunch of the ones from soldiers that left that never came back. So for 100 years, those wishbones have stayed there at McSorley's. Yeah.
What was the back office like? Because when you guys went back there, it just looked like it looks like there's a bunch of random knickknacks and artifacts that are probably worth money that just nobody has ever sifted through. It looks like nobody's ever organized that office.
No. You're right, Mark. You're 100% right. And there was another office, and that was like an apartment. Those apartments were so effing small, and nothing, everything was so dusty. I felt dusty going in and out there. It was something.
I love that the government has come for Oldsmokey and they just keep pulling them off.
It's like, is there some sort of motion sensor on my camera or something that I'm not understanding how it works?
I don't know. We're not there.
It's a new computer. I don't know how this thing, it's never done this before. So
I feel like I'm accompanying Oldsmokey on a Navy SEAL mission, and every so often he has to go dark so that he can't see it.
Gotta go through that.
It does look like Zero Dark 30 right now.
Yeah.
Carter McMurray said, I want some 120-year-old man to walk in and break a wishbone. That's hysterical.
That'd be
That bar was great, man. When I heard the name, I thought it was just like a bar and grill that Marty McSorley owned after he left NHL. Oh God, no, that's great.
I forgot about the Wishbones until you just said that, man. That was a really monumental part of that. There's been a lot of news articles, and that's a really well documented piece of that bar. Are those Wishbones hanging up there?
Is there a line wrapped around the block to get into that place, like on weekends? Like, is it like a hot spot, or is it tough to get into? How long are we waiting outside? Do I need a brown bag of Coors Light on my way into McSorley's?
When they said on weekdays you can kind of come in and out, but it was, I mean, we were there on a Tuesday night in January or early February, and it was packed.
Yeah. When me and Matt went, we didn't have seats for a while. We had to stand and wait.
Yeah. And there's no bar stools at the bar. It's just the stand up at the bar and then tables around. Right.
Fine with that.
Yeah.
Just to experience that. Is that a bottle of orange juice? What is?
Oh, and that's a smeared off orange juice, I bet. Yeah.
It's not an orange juice, it's a screwdriver.
It's a screwdriver.
Is that some good night juice there? I love it.
Smokey's a big sweet drink guy. Cheers. Yeah, exactly. Mark, where's your Coors Light?
No brewskis today. I'm trying to save it until Friday when PJ and I are watching Young Guns too. So that's that's my big reward for the end of the weekend, is watching Billy the Kid and cracking open a couple Coors Lights.
Right on.
That's fair.
So I feel like I've been talking about the Chef Boyardee to you, Ken and Mark, for a while. And this was finally the episode that we got to it. What do you guys think of the inside of that can?
That I was going to go to that first. That shot. I mean, that's artistic, by the way. It's a horror thing. It made me gag. It made me gag watching.
It reminded me of like when Ren and Stimpy used to do those like insane close-ups of like Stimpy's earwax or like Ren's boogers or something. That's what it was.
I will say this, man. The smell of that can of Chef Boyardee to this day sits right here.
Really?
Oh my God, dude.
Can you compare it to something?
Like a dead animal that had rolled around in a can of old motor oil or something. Like it.
It's really specific.
Really bad.
Smokey's like, it's like a dead
I got this
in motor oil.
For season 2, y'all should bring her along, and if neither one of y'all wants to eat it, she definitely will try it. I guarantee you, Molly will try it.
Dude, I've had things in doing my videos and stuff and my live streams, whatever, that I wouldn't eat, and I'd offer to my dogs, thinking that it's probably safe for an animal to eat, and they wouldn't touch it.
Yep,
they're smart.
My dogs will eat just about anything, and that means it was not safe for me to eat for sure.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: I'm still upset that I wasn't allowed to eat that cheese because They edited out like my whole argument. I had an argument with the toxicologist. I had an argument with Smokey about it. I was going to eat that cheese. The cheese looked fine to me. I was just going to stick my thumb and just dip it and just take a thumb of Parmesan.
It looked fine to you. You're like the mayor of Las Vegas. Things look fine to me. Open up the casinos. Take us through the argument, Josh. What was because I've seen you get stubborn. I know when you dig in your heels and you want to do something. Ellis and I have seen that at the Schmodown desk.
Yes.
Yeah. Me and Josh have had that experience a couple times.
Yeah.
The reason behind that is because that Parmesan cheese was setting underneath of that can. There was literally an imprint of that can on the top of that box of cheese. So everything that had leaked out of that can just kind of oozed right down onto that box, all those oils and things. And if you'd have seen the Parmesan cheese packaging, it was literally falling apart. Like it was just that when you went to rip it open, the packaging was falling off the outside. It wasn't safe to eat. There easily could have been botulism in that cheese from the can of meat.
Yeah. See, that's a good argument. So, Josh, counter it. If Ken and I are the producers, tell us why we should let you try to eat that.
Okay. Well, Mark and crew and company yes, it was sitting underneath that can, and there was like the outer edge of the one box was black. It was like a dark black circle on the one part of the box, which you saw in a shot of the camera that we didn't actually talk about in the edit, right?
This isn't a good argument so far.
Hold on. But then you opened it, and the packaging was like a foil on the outside with a plastic, and you open it, and all the cheese looked fine. It smelled okay, and most of the cheese looked fine. It wasn't like crawling. It didn't have mold on it or anything. Like, I feel like I would have been fine eating that cheese. Literally, go ahead.
It's because nothing could live on that cheese. That's what I'm saying. Nothing could have lived. No bacteria, no mold could have survived in that environment. I'm just saying, like, it was bad.
So it brought back memories for me because my mom, like, we never ordered pizza when I was a kid. If we were gonna have pizza, it was a Chef Boyardee pizza with that kind of grated cheese mix. Right. And that cheese, I don't know if it was only Parmesan. Like I don't know if I was just eating Parmesan cheese on pizza growing up, but that looked like the same kind of cheese. And I remember tasting that cheese, and that cheese just feels like it's not real cheese, and that it can just like it felt like Twinkie cheese. Like, it's just gonna keep like its same consistency for decades.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it would have been fine had it not been in there with that meat. I think it had it not had that can of meat sitting on it, we could have ate that whole package of cheese.
I'm with you, and this is a good question, Jesse Michael. So was that sold in the freezer section or dried goods? That's definitely dried goods.
Yeah,
that was definitely sold in dried goods for sure.
Just like we would, just like you'd buy a make at home pizza right now. I would think. The lasagna, everything in it was dry. So,
yeah. And then Freddie Conception says, "Josh, you got my vote. Eat the cheese. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you."
And then Josh dies, and I'm like, I'm the bad guy because I'm like, I told you not to eat that.
This is the question of the night. Everybody has texted me about this, Smokey. My wife even asked. Salad Von Bako, thanks for the super chat. Josh, congrats on the show. It's great. Oldsmokey, how did your prom date feel about you wearing the Yankee hat to prom? And what about her parents? Can I also spoil the fact that you are still with your prom date? She is the mother of your children.
Yes. Wow. That's right. We've been together, let's see, almost 24 years we've been together. So
I'm going to call that another championship for the Yankees.
That's a win. Yeah, for sure. I've just always been a hat guy. Like, I mean, I don't have to wear a hat. I'm not bald or anything. I just always felt like a hat fits me. You know what I mean? Like, I look better with a hat than I do without it. And at the prom, she had like a lilac purple-ish dress, and I kind of thought that the dark navy hat went along with it. So I'm like, yeah, this works. It
was the first thing on my mind. Like, besides the food, watching that episode, I was like, I got to ask him about wearing the hat, because it reminded me of, well, you're right. Some people just look better with hats. And John Caparulo has a full head of hair, but he always wears a hat. So I got to ask Cap. He might have worn a hat to his prom. I got to go back and see.
I think I was the only person at my prom to wear a hat. I think so. I'm about 99.9% sure I was the only dude there with a hat on. Now, within the last 5 to 10 years, it's become this thing where, like, people wear fedoras and stuff like that. But yeah, I wore a baseball cap, and that's what, I always wear a baseball cap. I have a baseball cap on tonight. Usually I got a flat bill on, but for some reason tonight I put this on. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, this is how I roll, man.
In the shooting of the show, I think I saw you without a hat on maybe twice. Maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean, whenever we change out our uniform, our one shirt at the end of the night, I'd usually take my hat off then or something. But that's about it,
Here's a quick question. Kimberly G, I don't have cable. How can I watch a show? History.com or the app or YouTube or Hulu Live has it as well. Hulu Live has it as well. Yeah.
I imagine that when Smokey takes his hat off, he unfurls like this head of hair, like this man bun comes flowing down Rogo.
Shake it out. No, I got no man bun. I'll tell you that. My son rocks a man bun, and I'm not a huge fan of it, man. I just it is what it is, though.
Ken, I like where you're going with this idea. I want a series of romance novels that has Oldsmokey on the cover with like long flowing hair, like on a boat or something. And it's like some woman is like looking through her pantry. She's sad that her husband left her, and she's like, "Oh, can I eat these Zesta crackers from 5 years ago?" And then Smokey shows up, and he tells you if you can eat it or not, and then he romances the hell out of her.
Yes.
Fictional.
My long flowing mane.
This is a good one. Jayden Zamora says, I have a question. What's the oldest food eaten so far? The hardtack, right?
Yeah.
Is the oldest.
Yeah, and then the cod liver oil probably was right around. I think it was right at 100 years old. We had it nailed, pinned down 100% to be no less than 90, because that's when the company shut down or changed names. Got sued by the government. They got in some trouble for false advertisement and some stuff like that. Haggis did. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say the Haggis was second, and then so far maybe the Cracker Jack, 1938.
Yeah, that Cracker Jack it's like the third oldest probably. Everything basically sits between like there's really old, and then between like 1960 and 1990 for the most part is like our wheelhouse. It'd be great to get some, obviously as old as we can get would be awesome. But
I think this show will open us up to getting things sent in that are much older and edible. And I'm going to have this on my upcoming weekend live stream. There we go.
Show the top.
Be a beer.
Oh, yeah. Pull top.
Got the nice pull top on it. It's a pale export. I got to do some research on this. My camera cut. Yeah, there it is.
That's the best. Can we talk about the thing we're leaving here on the table? Smokey, how many people have spit water into your mouth?
Spit water in my mouth. Okay, that kind of reminds me of like being in a pool and getting that warm water in your mouth, or if you've ever like accidentally spit water out because you were laughing or something, just that feeling if you had to slurp it back up. I've never done that, but I can imagine like that warm, like saliva-y, like slightly viscous and thick. It just didn't set right kind of thing. Look, the water was definitely exactly as I described it. It would be just like someone taking a drink of that in their mouth and then leaning over you and like spitting it into your mouth.
Okay, so in high school, my buddy bet me, like we were in science. This was my freshman year in high school. I remember this vividly. One of my idiot friends said to dip a coffee mug in the fish tank in our biology class and drink the fish water. Okay?
I can imagine the chemicals that were in that.
It tasted a lot like that emergency water. That emergency water was legitimately old pool mixed with old fish tank, mixed with like licking like the side of a boat that's been in the water for too long, but in a lake, like fresh water.
Well, look, you got to think like when that was packaged back in 1956 or 53, whenever it was, that water probably came straight out of a tap. And the regulations in 1953 or 56 are not even remotely the same as what they are now. Now water's got to be clean to come through your tap, or any tap for that matter. Back then, there was all kinds of lead. There was it wasn't clean water. Let's just put it that way. Most of the time, you could drink it without getting sick, but it would taste funny, or it would, it just wasn't the greatest of water. We've come a long way in that aspect.
I wish you guys would have heard it better though, but the sound of hitting the can of water on your hand, it sounded like the perfect ass slap.
Really?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's the perfect ass slap.
As soon as I heard the year and then I saw the can it was in, I was thinking y'all would open it. Remember that old Bill Murray Saturday Night Live commercial for the water called Swill?
From Lake Erie?
Yeah, and they dump it out and it looks like the crystal gravy.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like I may have brought that up when we were shooting because that's exactly how it tasted. Didn't look like swill, but it tasted like it. And I'm telling you, there's something weird. And I was yelling at Smokey about it. They only got, obviously they didn't put that in the edit, but like drinking water out of a can doesn't make sense to me.
No, I'm not a canned water guy at all. You'll see, like, even I'm not a big like fizzy water like LaCroix or Talking Rain or any of that crap, but it's like you can get like I've seen Aquafina in cans.
Right.
And it's like, why? It just feels weird. I don't know if it's actually tasting different or if mentally I'm just telling myself it tastes different.
There's I mean, it's way better for the environment, but it just doesn't make sense to me, is drinking canned water. Real quick, Jaden Zamora says, is there an address where you can send old foods? Go to history.com/eatinghistory and send in a picture, and they will get back to you, because we've had a lot of people reach out. We've had some really cool people like Facebook messaging, Instagram messaging me, tweeting me, whatever. Hey, I've got this old thing where you guys be interested in it. One of them was mash beer. Somebody reached out to me, which I believe we're trying on an episode soon. I don't know if it's going to come out in the edit or not, but we did try mash beer on a future episode. So.
Yeah, I was told it didn't make the edit like a long time ago. I was told that, so it could have changed. But
when you say mash beer, like we're talking Radar Corporal Klinger mash beer?
Yes.
Yeah, I had a 6-pack of it. I actually had it shipped out to New York and then shipped from New York to Arizona, and I gave one as a gift to a fellow who will be on the show. I'm not going to do any spoilers, but yeah, it was cool, man. I got to say, something happened here a minute ago that is still freaking me out. You can see I have headphones on,
right,
and they're noise canceling, and something huge fell over, and it freaked me out.
It's a Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, it definitely freaked me out.
You want to go investigate? We'll stay on the line with you if you go investigate it.
Move your camera.
I'm just going to say it's freaky as hell here. Like it's 2:13 in the morning, dude. Let me just like pan you over here.
You have a REM pod
look, there's nothing out there. Nothing.
That's blackness.
Yeah, that's because there's nothing out there but an open field, and it's weird as shit. So
do you have a spirit box or a REM pod or something? We can go on a ghost hunt right here.
Nothing outside of downloading one of those crappy apps on my phone.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of a great found footage alien movie. Like but it's like some sort of that's the thing to do in season 3 is try alien foods. Hopefully we get aliens by then.
We get those.
I think we should mix a ghost hunt, because I feel like a lot of this old food could be tied to its original owners or original purchasers. You know, the person that bought that Civil War hardtack, he ain't around no more. You know, the people that bought that cod liver oil, they ain't been around for a minute. You know, that there could be some weird ties to that type of stuff, man.
Yo, that mining town they all went to, I know this is Ken. This is proof as to how much pull Josh has on the show. Is that they went there during the daytime and they got the hell out before the sun went down. I wanted to make them spend the night in that house.
Believe you me, when we were rapping, it was dark, and I wanted to get the fuck out of there.
It was so cold, though. Oh my God, there was no heat, no electricity. It was dark as I'll get it. The only lights we had were the lights that the film crew had. That was it. And our headlamps that we had on us, which thank God we had those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, you know, that could have been an entire episode on its own. We found enough stuff to eat there on the ground and like in pantries that had been sitting there for 15 years and ate it right off the floor.
No.
That it would have made a really cool episode just to go through the stuff that we found.
Totally. Yeah.
Ghost food.
I will say this. We finished that. My dad texted me after the episode on the East Coast, obviously, and he was like, did you get to keep the bottle of Bowls liqueur with that dancing ballerina in it? Okay?
I've gotten that question like 10 times tonight.
Yes. My dad wanted that bottle really bad. We finished that bottle of Bowls, and I don't know. I think Matt or somebody took it. Like, all of the items were never given to us. They're taken and put in storage for, I don't know, for season 2 or whatnot. But did Smokey just get eaten by a monster?
I'm thinking it's a Sasquatch. What are y'all thinking?
It's got to be a Sasquatch, right? There he is. Oh God.
Once he's running, I'm so scared now. This is like
a bear
Sasquatch, or it's like Fire in the Sky.
Yes. Is this a DB Sweeney movie?
I am.
Garth McMurray, you shut your mouth. The Eating History Show is a long console. Oldsmokey can scare Josh and I for having ghost pop up in his video.
There
There he is.
He's alive.
He's alive. He's alive.
Holy shit!
Smokey, do you have any more intel on what that noise was?
What is happening?
Did you guys hear it?
No.
No.
Oh my god, I don't know what that was. It sounded like somebody was about ready to bust through my door over there or something. That's how loud it was.
This is I'm intrigued yet concerned.
This
freaked me out.
My new favorite streaming show.
Yeah.
What
I'm not trying to BS or anything. Like, that was insanely loud through my, like, hearing it even past the headphones. Like, it was insanely loud. And
take one headphone off so you can hear.
That's what I was doing. It'll scare the crap out of me even worse.
Take it.
You didn't see? Did you see me jump?
We did. Yeah.
Holy crap!
In the comments, Raven says, "Whoa, his face switched when he heard the noise." Yeah.
Best after show ever.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Man.
Speaking of,
I'm never coming to visit you, Smokey, ever.
So,
hey, I was just I talked to one of my good friends the other night, and there towards the end of the show, we were talking about places we could film because we were supposed to go to a missile silo that never happened because I can't climb a 50-some foot straight up and down ladder because I'm crippled. And I had to shoot that one down there. There was another one that I was going to try. I was going to have him put a harness on me and like help lower me down. But my buddy has an old hunting cabin out in the woods here. Like, dude, it looks like it's straight out of like Deliverance or something. I just literally out in the middle of nowhere. There's no houses around it. It's a hunting cabin. And he said there's a bunch of old food in there that he said they very rarely go in there. And when they do, they just go in there and sleep for a couple nights, hunt some deer, and they get out. And whatever they eat is what they bring with them. So the food that's been in there has probably been in there since like the 70s or 80s. So, yeah.
Wow. That's probably haunted too, Josh. We could spend the night there.
I'd love to go out there and stay and have Josh come with me. We wouldn't get any sleep. He'd be screaming the whole night. It would be scary as shit out there, though. I'll say that because I've been out there in the daytime, and it's creepy in the daytime. So, yeah.
No effing way.
That's a season 2, man, right here in my hometown, man.
It's windy here tonight, and it like shakes our building. It like rattles our windows. It's so windy, and that scares me. And I'm like obviously in a major city. And then last night we had an earthquake that woke us up in the middle of the night, which I was just like, I don't mind the earthquake, but when your bed is shaking and rattling and your wife freaks out, like, it's a crazy way to wake up in the middle of the night.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, we had that earthquake last night, and you heard it rumbling first before it hit, and you know that can get freaky. But whatever's freaking out Oldsmokey right now, it's got me freaked.
I know.
I haven't seen anything, but what I heard was loud enough to be like a large animal, like at least raccoon size. And the raccoons here are pretty daggone big. They're like 35, 40 pounds. They're well fed.
The raccoons here, they have overalls and scary
yeah,
white.
they chew tobacco and they smoke cigarettes. They do. Saw it with my own 2 eyes.
That's good shit. All right, well, listen, Smokey, I don't want you dying and getting attacked while you're on this live stream. So I think this is our cue to get the hell out of here. Does anybody have anything else they want to say?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Reggie Bar.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
So I saw the Upper Deck logo, and I was like, "There's no way Upper Deck was around there." Then Smokey clarifies that it's from the '90s. So, but then they had a picture. So, have you all ever actually seen up close a vintage '70s Reggie Bar?
Okay, so here's what happened. We got this what looked like the '93 re-release and the original Reggie Bar. Right? We had the wrapper and everything of the original one. And I'm holding it, and I'm like, man, this is really hard. I mean, it is from the 70s, so like, okay, the candy went really, really hard, and yada, yada, yada. We opened it. Now, I don't know if this is going to be on a webisode or something, whatever, but we opened it, and there was just a piece of wood. We got totally catfished by an original Reggie Bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got a bunch of texts from people like, why didn't you eat the Reggie Bar? Come on, man, you should eat the Reggie Bar. Dude, when Smokey spit that Reggie Bar up and said his mouth went numb, there was no way. I don't like Reggie Jackson at all. I don't like the Yankees at all. Okay? I ate that Mario bun in an abandoned village because I love Mario Lemieux. Okay? There was no way. And then for the rest of the day, Smokey, like every 25 minutes, was like, oh, that Reggie bar was fucking terrible. I was
it was really bad. It honestly, there was no redeeming part. The chocolate was bad. The peanuts were bad. The caramel was bad. The whole entire thing was horrible. And then the peanuts, those were some of the worst peanuts I've maybe ever experienced. I think that thing must have been stored in like a shed outside 90 degrees. I mean, it was horrible. It peanuts go bad, but some peanuts get really bad. Those peanuts were some of the worst I've ever had.
The peanuts in the
Cracker Jack.
In the Cracker Jack were the one that killed me.
There was only one peanut in that whole box.
Yeah.
It said on it, Cracker Jack and peanut, not peanut with an S. It said right on it, Cracker Jack and peanut. And it had literally one peanut in the whole box.
All right. So this is my cousin Trent from Nashville. He lives in Nashville, but he's from Pittsburgh. Smokey, you met his mom. She runs the bar in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
My cousin Trent, right? He said, you guys need to find some old Plinky to drink. Okay. So Plinky is this liqueur called Plinkovac. It's only in like Beaver County. I made Smokey try some when we were at the bar. We didn't actually get to it. You got Mark and Ken. You guys would both hate it, but it's like this Serbian liqueur that is a family tradition on holidays to eat, even though none of us are really Serbian per se, because it's like a local classic liqueur. We drink a lot of it. Yeah.
I'm game. If it gets me in the family, I'm fine.
Yeah. I mean, I have multiple ways into the family, but if this is one of them, then I might take it. But I'm not a liqueur guy at all. Like the apricot and alcohol mix, I could not believe y'all took more than one sip of that stuff.
It was actually pretty good. Yeah, that was actually pretty good, believe it or not. Which I like apricot. So, apricot.
He was just drinking a smeared up orange juice screwdriver. Of course he likes apricots.
Yeah. I like fruity stuff. Okay, I got a quick question. Mark, where are you from?
I'm from Virginia.
But is that where you're at right now?
No, I'm in LA now, but I grew up in Williamsburg, Virginia, and then went to school in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, they said something about the quake, and you didn't chime in. I was thinking, well, maybe he's over on the East Coast with me, and that's why I asked.
No, I had a very pleasant quake experience. I was watching TV, and I didn't feel anything. I heard a box rumble back and forth, and I'm like, that's haunted, whatever. And then I go on Twitter and I see everybody talking about an earthquake, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I was relieved it was an earthquake.
Yeah, it was one of the type of quakes. I heard it sounds like a truck or a train driving up your street, and I was like, oh, here we go, and then you just kind of hear it approach your house. It's weird.
Exactly. All right, so before we go, I've got I put out for people to give us some slogans for eating history, some like new catchphrases for the show.
Yeah. Good.
You guys ready to hear a couple?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Digesting history has a new meaning. Not bad. Okay. This one I like. Breakfast of historians. Not bad. Okay. Taste history, even if it might kill you. That's from James Davis, 16 bits. This Kyle Harlow, this might be one of my favorite. Take a bite out of time. Now, there's a couple people that said that, but he was the first one I saw, which I really, really liked.
I like that.
One man's past is another man's dinner, also from Kyle Harlow. Like that one. Okay. From Pie Hard 13, love the pun. No TV dinners for us, just TV winners. That's not bad either. Instead of passing through history, it passes through you. Not bad. That's from Ryan Beachy.
I got a good one when you're done.
Mark Fackler and another person on Instagram said this. These are all from Twitter, but Mark Fackler said, history re-eats itself. That's also pretty damn good.
That's pretty good.
I like that one.
Except it sounds a little bit like you're eating poop or throw up from history. It does imply that that's already been eaten.
Regurgitated.
Those were some of my favorites from there. And then on Instagram, hold on, I had a couple good ones.
Here, I'll throw one in the meantime.
Go ahead.
Taking down history one bite at a time.
I like that. That's good too.
Yeah, I like that.
My buddy Brendan Clordy says making expired food history. That's pretty good. Our buddy Paul Fiore, Two dudes, old food, I'm glued.
That's
bad,
good.
Polly, not
That's
bad.
catchy.
Not bad. Those who do not remember the past are condemned to re-eat it. Steve
Ooh.
Marshallek.
Whoa.
Good.
Not bad.
I like that.
Yeah.
I have a couple cat. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I have a couple.
Doyle Bryant Photography says, from sweets to soup stock, we're taking you back in time like Marty and Doc.
Ah,
It's not
Back to the
bad.
Future reference.
Yeah, there you go. History will be kind for me. Hold on. Shoot. All right. History will be kind to me, for I intend to eat it. Winston Churchill.
Okay.
There you go. Those are some of my favorites for sure.
I like
Mark,
that.
what do you got?
My slogan is Josh gets fat off old Italian cheese.
Packing on the pounds, one thumb at a time.
Mine is Josh refuses to eat Reggie's bar.
but it'll eat Parmesan cheese from 1980.
How about Ass Man? History doesn't eat itself.
Ooh, I like
Well
that.
said.
Mouthful of
A mouthful of history. That's pretty good. That's good.
I like
All right,
history
boys.
can't-
Well,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Smokey. What were you going to say?
I was going to say history can't eat itself.
History can't eat itself. Ken, you got anything?
No, I am so bad at this. I'm not a marketing guy. I endorse Kyle Harlow's choice.
Oh, wait. No, I got another one. Okay, this is it. Eating history. We can't fuck history, so let's eat it.
So we'll eat it.
Sold on that. Sold.
I
on
don't
that.
think that one will make air.
That's the one I'm pitching to network immediately. Hell of a way to go out, Mark. Thank you guys all for joining us. Thanks for watching Eating History. Wednesdays, 10 p.m. on History. 2 more brand new episodes. One next week, one the week after. So 2 more weeks of new episodes of Eating History. Special thanks to Molly for being here. Hi, Molly. Way to go.
Check out my live stream Saturday. If anybody wants to see me drink an old beer.
Yes.
There you go. Check out Smokey's live stream on his channel. Just Oldsmokey, right? Is your channel?
Yep. That's
Just
it.
Oldsmokey.
Smoke.
That's it.
What time is that live stream on Saturday?
It's in between 7:30 and 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Cool.
There you go. And you can find Smokey on Twitter or at Instagram, on Instagram at Real Old Smokey.
Yeah.
And Mark
I never plugged
Boyardee
that.
is obviously there.
Mark
I
Boyardee.
changed it. I changed my Twitter handle to Mark Boyardee.
MarkBoyardeelive.net for all his upcoming shows. You guys can see it there. Ken and I will be live. Ken and I will be live tomorrow, 4 p.m. for the afternoons. And Mark will be live on Saturday night for bar trivia as well.
Okay.
I've got a few Josh McCouga shows coming up Friday, Saturday, and Monday. And again, Eating History, 2 more weeks of brand new episodes, 10 p.m. on History Channel. Thank you all for tuning in. It means the world. Hope you all enjoy this show as well as the actual show. Until the next time, Mark, you want to lead them out with a catchphrase?
Yeah, I'm just going to remind Oldsmokey and Josh that although this is like a weekly tradition now, it does not dilute or diminish the fact that we are so excited about this show and y'all's success. So congratulations. Eating history. We couldn't put our dick in it, so we're just going to eat it.
History. Eating
Thanks for that.
history. It's not going to fucking sell.